Hey, what's up, everyone? Jag here, and I'm just another guy trading. I'm going to do another trade recap slash trade journal. This is the way I do my trade journaling. So I'm going to show you the trades I took today and why I took them. And first of all, I just want to say that if you haven't seen my introductory video, options trader. I've been trading options less than a year, and I went through the whole process of, starting off really strong, having beginner's luck, quote unquote, making a lot of money, and then losing that money and realizing I didn't really know what I was doing and had to learn the psychology of trading, and here we are. And so basically, I have sized down to trading 1 to 3 contracts, and I'm just working on my skill and trying to put in green weeks and green months and sort of size up from there accordingly. So I'm going to show you the trades that I took. If you guys have any questions about my strategy, my charts, personal questions, anything like that, put them in the comments and I'll get to them as best I can. Also, if you have any critiques, things you don't like, if you think you can help me in some way, if you think I'm missing something, or if there's something obvious that I haven't done, then let me know. Okay. So the first thing is Friday I had 2 swings over the weekend, and the first one was Uber. And Uber, unfortunately, I take my swing trades on Robinhood, which, say what you want about Robinhood. I've had good luck with it. Obviously, it's not the best platform, but I do have my small account in Robinhood, and I do swing trading in Robinhood. And you have to know how to set limit orders, and you can't rely on Robinhood to give you the best fills, especially on stocks that have looser spreads. So anyway, I had a swing on Uber, and going into pre-market, I was kind of having a little bit of regret about swinging Uber. I don't know what I was thinking. It's something I saw. It had strength, but whatever. In pre-market, I didn't like it. I wanted to cut the trade at open and try to get out of it for break even, or maybe even a small loss. But I saw um, when the bell rang on Robinhood, I was break even on Uber, and then as soon as I sold as fast as I could. I ended up selling basically at the low of that candle right there, and it was actually a 20% loss. So whatever is what it is. I mismanaged it. I could have waited another candle or two and got a better exit, but I was afraid it was gonna have a steep pullback, and I was gonna get my shirt ripped off. Either way, mismanaged it. No matter, talk about the broker all I want. It was a mismanaged swing trade exit. But is what it is. The other one that I had was Shopify, which I liked a little bit better. And I actually held through this pullback, and I was up a little bit more on Shop going into the open. So I didn't mind holding through this pullback. And then I was watching this pre-market high right here, and I noticed it got rejected. And I kind of thought to myself, well, next time it comes up, you know, it, it could be a good time to exit the swing. So it did that, and I exited the swing right there. And no real skill to finding the high of the day there, just the pre-market high, and it happened to be a clean 20% profit. So I took it right there and got out of that. So it basically break even on those 2 swing trades. And if you look, Shopify really held tough all day, even with a steep sell-off on most of the market. QQQ and SPY, they had a pretty big rejection off supply, and Shopify held pretty tough. So it wouldn't have been a bad swing to probably stay in. But either way, let's go to the day trades that I took. So the first one was Amazon, and I was watching this 95 level on Amazon for a break and hold. So it was playing with it pre-market, came up, showed strength, and so when it came back down to 95, I entered calls right there. This time I entered 2 calls, and I sold the first one right at the wick there into strength, and I ended up selling the second one right there into weakness. My stop loss on this was 94.8. It was a pretty tight stop. I was looking for a dollar move, and I was looking to stop out for 20 cents. So it was about a 1 to 5 R trade, which I was definitely into. I liked the trade, but I stopped out here, and you can see 94.8 was right there. So it did wick below my stop loss. It ended up basically, closing below it, but it didn't hold below for more than a few seconds. So obviously I should have held. I could have held, and I would have got my dollar move. The 96 is right there. So I would have got my dollar move. I would have got my trade. My target would have been hit, but I was stopped out. So I sold one contract for green, one contract for red. It was basically break even. I think I lost $4 on the trade. So I was down $4 on that. So then the next trade I took was SPY, and I took SPY calls over 406. 406 was the level I was watching, and I was looking for a break and retest, but I took calls right here, boom, right there, and I was planning on averaging in to this level, the 406 exactly, but I didn't get there. I only got my one contract filled, and I ended up selling it here into strength. So I got, I think I got 25% on that trade. So with one contract, 25%, it was about 25, I think it was $30. $30 I made on that trade. So not bad. I liked my execution. I had a plan, and that's one thing that I'm really trying to stick to is stick to your trade plan. You enter the trade at a level, you have your stop loss, you have your take profit, everything in between is just noise, and that's what I'm trying to stick to. So I executed that fairly well. My take profit target was 407, which basically it hit. The only problem was I didn't scale into it as heavy as I wanted to. So either way, you're looking for usually a dollar move will get you about 30% on 0 DTEs, unless it's later in the day and you're doing something a little bit higher risk. So anyway, that was the SPY call trade. And then the next trade I took was NVDA. And I was looking for a pullback on NVIDIA at 240. 240 was a key level. You can see it got rejected in the morning off 240. So I was looking for resistance, turn support, and that's exactly what we got. We got a strong push over it with some increasing volume, and then we got a pullback into it with decreasing volume. So I entered calls right there, and I sold into strength here. And that was one of the trades. NVIDIA it had room to go over 240. What I was looking for was I was looking to get my 30 to 40% on the trade, and I was risking basically if it lost the 8 moving average, that was kind of my stop out. You can see the 8 rising. This is a clean pullback. I really had confidence that we were going to get some kind of bounce here. So I was willing to use the moving average as my stop loss. And I knew once you get away from the 8 moving average with strength like that, usually you at least see a pullback to it, a flag into it or something like that. And that's what we got there. And it ended up selling off a little bit. So I took my profits there and walked. I was a little bit skeptical of trading NVIDIA. I was looking at the contracts. Obviously, they're way more expensive than, SPY 0 DTEs. But you trade one contract, you get a nice chunk of change. I think I made $60 on that trade off just one contract. So I was happy with that. Then the last trade that I ended up taking was SPY also. And I took puts. Here we saw a little double top. We saw a little double top rejection. That's not what I wanted to do. 1 second. Let me just delete that. Let me just delete this little random guy here. We saw a double top rejection here, and I'm not getting the point of control where I wanted it. There we go. That's the way it looked. This is the way it looked at the time when I took the trade. So the point of control was right here in confluence with the 21 moving average. And the point of control is just basically a volume line, high volume line. So this is the visible range volume profile over here on the side. And so on, the regular volume scale shows you volume traded on each individual candle, while the visible range volume profile shows you volume traded at each price level. And the highest volume, it'll give you a red line called the point of control. So this is where the most volume was being traded during this session, and it was in confluence with the 21 moving average. And what I liked about this trade is I knew it was a quick scalp. I took it on 0 DTEs, but I told myself this candle needs to close to the 21 moving average in order for me to have the proper risk reward. And that's exactly what it did. I took puts right about 4 seconds before the close of this candle, and then I got the quick move. The other thing I liked about this trade that I did was I put my limit order right at on the price ladder, right at the VWAP. So right at my price target, and it hit, and then it wicked back up. So it was a great exit. I got 20% on the trade, and I was super happy. My plan was, if SPY loses VWAP, I would take it again on puts on the retest of VWAP. That didn't happen. I got a nice big push back in, and this, obviously the next play would have been this triple top rejection, but I wasn't so confident in it seeing this nice big push off VWAP. I thought maybe this would be the pullback, sort of a huge flag into VWAP, and then maybe a continuation higher. I did know we did have supply. You can see I've got this gray line here, which is just a key level. There is some supply, daily supply up here at 4075 to 408. 408 is a big level right now on SPY. So I did know we had to get through there, but instead of taking this triple top reject, my next plan was below VWAP again. And it was at this point, about 12:10, I went to lunch, and what I've been doing the last few weeks was taking lunch late at like 1:30, 2 o'clock, and it's been burning me every time. That's been like the hot spot for the early afternoon. So I tried to get through lunch a little bit earlier today, and I wanted to order food, make it quick, but I wanted to save some money, so I cooked lunch. Took me a little bit longer than I wanted. I came back to my setup right here as this candle was just starting. So I scrambled to get my broker window open. I had the same puts loaded that I had taken this trade on, and I almost hit buy. But I said, no, you got to take 1 DTEs. So I fumbled to try to get the 1 DTEs loaded, and I didn't get the trade in, and I'm pretty upset about it. Because this morning I had told myself, load up all the 0 DTEs you need in the watch list, put all the contracts for 1 DTEs in the watch list, and you'll be good to go. And I said, no. My watch list is packed with contracts. Like after 11, I'll switch them out for 1 DTEs, and we'll just do that. And it didn't happen, and so I didn't take the trade. And unfortunately, I didn't just miss this great trade. I also missed the bear flag that happened later on the 15-minute time frame. If you look, if we go to the 15-minute, you can see he had a nice bear flag. And I mean, it doesn't really get much better. Like right there. And I even called it out at 2:10. Yeah, right there at the start of probably somewhere in here. I think it was 2:10. I have a screenshot right here. Clean 15-minute bear flag. I called out in Discord chat. Just a Discord chat that I'm in. Clean 15-minute bear flag. And I didn't take that either. And that would have been I kind of paper traded it in my mind, and obviously the top of this candle filled and then came down, so it's 405.2 to 404. You got almost $1 just from the flag itself, but then it did come down pretty nicely and gave you a good trade. I would have taken that trade for a scalp had I had profits off this VWAP breakdown, but I didn't take either one, obviously, so left a little bit on the table. Can't be too upset with myself. I had a good day. Had a nice day. Made profit. So green is green. Can't be upset. Manage the emotions. Move on to the next setup. It wasn't like it was a huge 100% banger. It was just 2 nice little scalps that I could have added to the pot. So anyway, that's how the day ended. Go back to the 5-minute here. You can see how SPY ended the day. gave back some of the gains that it had over the last few days, but still looks strong. The daily candle, let's look at the daily candle right quick. The daily candle is going to be probably like a pin bar. Let me get rid of these drawings. Yeah, as you can see, there's a pin bar here, so that's kind of bearish to me. I think we pull back here, back to the 8. Is what I think it's going to happen, and then we'll go from there. But anyways, guys, those are the trades I took today. That's why I took them. Thanks for tuning in, watching along with me. I hope that these videos are helpful for you. They definitely give me accountability, and they're helpful for me. Go ahead, if you found this enjoyable or found it useful in any way, please hit the like button. Please subscribe to my channel, and help me out with that algorithm. And I will see you on the next one. Peace.